Welcome to Geek Talk, and you're watching the top gaming news of the last few days. GSC Game World has announced that the cost of the collector's edition of S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 will increase by $40 from $339 to $379. According to the company's statement on Twitter, this decision was made to ensure that the product maintains its high level of quality, despite the challenging circumstances. This new price will take effect on February 21st and will only affect the collector's edition, not any other editions of S.T.A.L.K.E.R. The collector's edition of the game comes with several additional items, including a zone map, a poster, patches, a military token, a multi-tool keychain, a figurine, an artifact lamp, and a S.T.A.L.K.E.R backpack. Community manager of Avalanche Software, Chandler Wood, confirmed that the team is aware of the problem that causes characters in Hogwarts Legacy to be stuck under textures. The studio is already working on a fix, but it is unclear when the corresponding patch will be available for download. Wood has offered players two temporary solutions to the problem. If the character falls under textures, the player must either exit to the main menu and load the latest autosave, or move directly under the textures to another location where they can get the map and fast travel to another location. Some players who have encountered the problem have been able to solve it by summoning a broomstick under the textures, which allows them to fly to another location. In some cases, this is more difficult to do because the character ends up in water. The first patch for Hogwarts Legacy was released on February 14th for Xbox Series and PC, where the authors fixed several bugs and partially improved performance. A similar update for PS5 is expected to be released before the 19th, and computer users should soon receive a gift from Hacker Empress. She announced that the crack for Hogwarts Legacy is in its final stages. She is actively removing de nouveau from the game, and everything is working out. The only thing is that she had to crack the pre-release version, not the one with the Day 1 patch, as the update created performance issues. Empress called on pirates to prepare. Rumors of a Twisted Metal series reboot have been circulating online for years, and recent information suggests that the Firesprite team is responsible for the reboot. After the studio added a vacancies section on their website, curious users scoured it for any information about the team's plans. It has been revealed that if the Twisted Metal reboot is indeed what Firesprite is working on, it will be created on the Unreal Engine 5 and will feature a multiplayer mode. The project will also reportedly have a well-developed story, with players able to participate in battles both in vehicles and on foot. The local AI will also learn from players' actions. Job descriptions indicate that the project is being developed for PC and PlayStation 5, which is a logical decision given the franchise's history as a PlayStation exclusive since 1995. Twisted Metal was an important part of the library of the original PlayStation, with 5 games in the series released on that console. After the 2012 reboot for PlayStation 3, the franchise went on hiatus but remained memorable. 2 years ago, it was announced that a thematic series was in production, set to be released on the Peacock platform by the end of this year. Twisted Metal's plot is based on a deadly tournament organized by Calypso, who invites the best drivers from around the world to compete. The winner is granted the fulfillment of any desire, while the loser is faced with death. Moon Glint, an independent game studio, has recently unveiled gameplay footage of Echoes of the Living, a haunting horror game inspired by classic end-of-the-century horror titles. This survival game has a first-person perspective that bears a striking resemblance to the original Resident Evil games. It incorporates familiar features from classic games of that era, such as fixed camera angles, a limited inventory size, intricate puzzle solving, and a save system with special rooms and items. The creators of Echoes of the Living have expanded their vision by incorporating modern design concepts and techniques that will complement the game's aesthetic. For instance, players will be able to upgrade their protagonists' weapons and equipment to match their playstyle. Echoes of the Living takes place in a small, peaceful town located in northern Europe. Unfortunately, the ominous fog surrounding the town has turned its inhabitants into zombies. Liam and Laurel, the two protagonists, are trapped in the hell on earth that this once peaceful town has become. They must work together to uncover the reasons behind this horror and make it out alive. This horror game is set to release in the fourth quarter of 2023 for PC. A demo version is available now on Steam. The graphics card manufacturer AMD has released the Adrenalin 23 2.1 driver, the first in several months to support the Radeon RX 6000 family. However, it's not recommended to install it due to several issues reported by AMD graphics card owners. They have complained about being unable to start Windows after installation, and it appears that the driver overwrites the BIOS settings of the computer, changing the boot order of the drives. In addition, the driver has other problems such as reducing the available video memory to 512 megabytes, as reported by AYANEO, the manufacturer of portable consoles. AMD representatives have not commented on these issues yet. The free-to-play arcade game Tomb Raider Reloaded has landed on iOS and Android. The release is, among other things, timed to coincide with Lara Croft's birthday. The Tomb Raider will revisit Vilcabamba, the Monastery of St. Francis, and the Lost Valley, and also encounter characters familiar from the classic series, such as Werner von Croy. This is the first project of the franchise to be released under the management of the brand's new owners, the Embracer Group Holding. In parallel, the development of a full-fledged major game is underway, the publishing rights for which were sold to Amazon. The University of Copenhagen's team of scientists have unveiled their creation, the Mario GPT neural network, which is built on the GPT-2 model and has the ability to generate levels for Super Mario Bros. Using textual descriptions. The training process for this neural network is noteworthy as it required researchers to visualize Super Mario Bros. Locations in a test format to create the dataset, resulting in levels that look like this. In an interview with TechCrunch, lead author Shyam Sudhakaran explained that their initial goal was to determine if a location generator could be created based on textual descriptions, and it was confirmed to be possible. The neural network was trained on textual versions of levels and was able to generate locations based on very simple descriptions, such as many blocks, no pipes, no enemies. To test the levels created by the neural network, researchers used a bot that can play Super Mario Bros. During the experiments, 250 levels were generated, of which the bot was able to complete 90%. The current version of the generator has certain limitations. For instance, the neural network cannot place different enemies in locations or create locations with water. However, these capabilities can be easily added, and the important point is that the generator works in principle. The researchers have made the source code for their project available on GitHub. It is possible that in the near future, neural networks may start generating levels in various other games, making it easier for developers and mod makers to work. The adventure game In the Valley of the Gods, which was announced in 2019 and put on hold after Valve's acquisition of the Campo Santo studio, may be revived. The release date of the game has been updated on Steam, marking the first significant change to the In the Valley of the Gods page in several months. According to Steam, the release of In the Valley of the Gods is set to take place before the end of 2029, which is a fairly distant perspective. The release date was actually changed back in January 2023, but this change was only noticed recently. Former Campo Santo employees, who are now working at Valve, have declined to comment on the status of In the Valley of the Gods. In 2019, designer Robin Walker emphasized that the project was frozen, not cancelled. Perhaps the developers are hoping to find time to work on the game before 2029. In the Valley of the Gods was supposed to be an adventure game about exploring Egypt in the early 20th century. The developers were only able to release one trailer, and no other materials about the game have been made available. Happy with your likes and new subscriptions. And that's all for now. Play good games and see you at Geek Talk.